Showtime.
We are live. Just been going through the chat and seeing lots of members. Everyone saying hello.
Faces. Oh, you'll have to excuse the state of me again. It feels like
You just say this every week now.
I'm always a state. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've got my tissues there. I've just taken some drugs and I've got
a cup of coffee. Kids are in bed.
Kids are in bed. Well, one of them is. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's been a fun day. Oh, let's talk about the Magnuson Classic then. What a great ending.
Well, yeah, today was a real kind of like heavy events as well. So it's been a great competition because 8 events is a really good number of events for a strongman. My personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
And a real good mix of events as well.
Yeah.
Like the Husafell Stone, obviously being in Iceland, really cool, but stones to shoulders.
Yeah.
You know, there was a throwing event in there. Today they finished with the axle deadlift, which Magnus made out of kind of old fishing boats, which is quite cool.
Oh, did he? That's cool.
And the log, which is kind of like
his log ladder, wasn't it?
Yeah, log ladder, but in memory of Jean-Paul Sigmarsson. He's got the Sigmarsson logs. And yeah, the table kind of really chopped and changed a fair bit.
It did. Like watching the deadlift and seeing how it all went down, I was like, oh my god, because obviously Maxime only got 2 reps. I think he did really well on the deadlift at this competition last year.
Last year he did.
He might have won it.
There was a lot of guys like that. That last year they did. I'm just talking about the competition. Last year they did a lot better than they did this year.
Yeah,
and it goes like that with strongman. I kind of say this so many times, but there's so many guys that are kind of like really close to each other.
Beat each other, yeah.
And it just depends on events and who's in shape at the time.
Yeah.
Who's picked up an injury. It changes. And it was so good to see Rongo Keane come over and win.
Rongo, bless him. What a great personality and a great strongman too. He's just gone to show that he's a really well-rounded athlete. I really would love to see Rongo at a Giants Live next year.
Yeah, and I think we might. You know, I'd love to see him back at Worlds. At the moment, unfortunately, Rongo, you know, he said this on Talking Strongman with me, he can't go to America. But
surely there are people with criminal records that go to America. Mariusz Pudzianowski had been in prison and he went to
I'm not
America.
sure, like, on the
maybe it's the type of charge.
Yeah, I think it depends where you're from as well and kind of how long it has been. And there's a number of factors. So
we'll just have to move worlds then.
But Rongo, congratulations. Brilliant result for him. And yeah, hopefully we'll see Rongo soon in Australia.
Yes, we definitely need to spend some time with Rongo. I sent him a message congratulating him and I was pleasantly surprised to get a video back saying, and he was in what is it? It's like a lagoon, like a hot springs. He's like, oh, big shout out to Auntie Liz, and then all the strongmen were there. They're like, hey, and I was like, no. so that was nice.
It was cool. Rongo is just hilarious. If you guys don't follow Rongo, make sure you do because he's just so funny and entertaining.
He's a really cool dude. So let's see who's in the chat. Lots of members. Oh, and a new member. Thank you, Donna, for joining us. I can see Monica's
Welcome
here.
to the team.
Fred is here.
Steady State. Fred.
Steady State. Ooh,
Charlie.
It's just member central in lives now, isn't it? But we really appreciate all of you.
Indeed.
And we hope you enjoy these lives. Do you want to click on Diego's comment? Thank you. Thank you, Diego, for the super chat from yesterday. I like more weight classes. My last comp had all the masters in one group and we looked like Russian nesting dolls on the podium.
Do you know, that's one of the tough things with the masters group because like you've got the bodyweight classes in. We saw it at OSG actually.
But you notice as well there are some masters who compete in their bodyweight group instead.
There are.
I guess it's a balancing act of who are you up against and what are the weight variations if you're
in. The masters are a really interesting class because you do have what's happened now originally. This is the way it was and it's kind of evolved. But the masters wasn't really about the top guys. It was to create a new class for more people to be able to compete.
Okay.
And you know, I used to, and that's why I was like, I'm not going to compete in the Masters if no one good's going kind of doing it.
Yeah,
I don't mean that disrespectfully, but
taking a spot, maybe,
you know, it was an opportunity for guys that say you started strongman later in life, to enjoy competing.
Yeah.
Whereas now you get Zadrunas turning up.
I know,
Browno. So it's like it's become a high level comp, but you still have. It's like this rare comp where anyone. If they train hard for a few years and get themselves good enough, they can go and compete against the likes of Zadrunas, which is pretty cool.
Very mixed ability, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's not, especially like the over 50s now that they have, it's not super heavy in terms of weights.
Yeah.
And
But they do the same weights as the 105s at OSG.
No. I'm on about the over 50s.
Oh,
so
the over 50s.
The over 50s do the same weights
as
as
the
the under
80
80s.
kilos, yeah.
So you've got like, it's challenging weights for some guys, but then you've got Mark Felix and Nick Weston there who still compete at World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like such a big mix of standards. But I think for a lot of people, they just love the fact now that they get the opportunity to be in the competition like Zadrunas or Mark. It's pretty cool. And it gives me a reason to train for something.
And I'm not opposed to it. Was probably came out wrong. I guess I just want to see everyone competing against each other, to a degree. I do understand and appreciate that. Like,
strongman's weird because the name suggests you just want to see the strongest.
Yeah.
But also, when you start breaking it down, it kind of gets into that argument. Is strongman entertainment or is it a sport?
Yeah.
If it's a sport, we have to make it exclusive for people. Not exclusive, sorry. Inclusive for people to do.
Yeah.
It's not fair for Brian Shaw to be competing against an 80-kilo guy.
No,
it just doesn't, whereas now having the different weight classes gives so many more people the opportunity to compete.
Yeah, I guess it helps grow the sport in the long run. There you go. That's me told. Thank you, Diego. Can't wait for Loz Fest at OSG next year so we can all finally meet. There we go. Ooh.
Who's coming to OSG next year? Apparently it is in Florida as well.
Okay, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Hello, Monica. Oh,
hey, Monica.
You're very, very sweet. Bless you. Another sweet person. Here's Fred. Good evening, Fred. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Hope all is well. What a great freaking comp. Thanks to all. Oh, he's has got 37.
And we are one of your subs, Fred. I hope you saw that.
Yes, 73.
I eventually found. I didn't find it last night when we were on live. But
no,
I did find it
we couldn't find it. It is hard to find smaller channels, but as you grow, Fred, more and more people will come. Especially if you go live.
Good evening, Pete.
Getting ready for work. Loved the Magnuson Classic. Maggie put on quite a brutal show. He did brunch up.
He did.
Maggie's a sadist. How does the MVM Classic have bigger sponsors than World's Strongest Man? Yeah, it's quite funny. Who do they have? KFC and I'm
Taco
guessing
Bell.
It must be like a franchise thing. And Iceland, I've never been, but due to the small population, I guess it must be a bit like everyone knows everyone. Yeah. Everyone must know Magnus.
I'm telling you now, it didn't have bigger sponsors than World's Strongest Man.
Not in terms of money and stuff, but branding. Like you look at it and you go, oh my God, Taco Bell, KFC, these are massive companies.
But it is just like you say, it's franchise.
Yeah.
I wish he was, but Magnus isn't rolling in the dough from that comp just yet. Hopefully it keeps growing. But Strongman still.
Yes, did you see this? I saw the thumbnail earlier. Finest Jelly Beans Raw. Thank you for the super chat. Just saw Brian Shaw with Jujumufu, am I saying it right? Doing the grizzly shrugs. May as well hand in the fifth one now if he's training like our bloke Lord and Savior.
I saw the thumbnail come up. I haven't watched the video.
You were saying that ages ago.
I was going to do a session doing
what are they called? Zercher shrugs.
Yeah, we'll just try and do all sorts of the wacky, crazy stuff that he does. He's brutally strong.
Reenact the video. He's just strong in some really specific.
He's strong. There's no arguments about the fact he's strong. He wouldn't do well in a strongman comp because he just wouldn't. But not in a high level one anyway.
No.
But would we beat him at those things? Probably not.
No.
He's really good at them, and he's genuinely very, very strong.
He's like Liam Neeson. He has specific skills. Oh dear.
Hello from Denmark.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Are you all right, baby?
No, look, my eye's gone red.
Oh well. I'll do the reading.
I can get my new shades on, my lovely new shades.
Yeah, and your hat.
And my hat, yeah.
So stoked to see Rongo Keane win today. He represented Telawal Maori. Sorry, I butchered that. New Zealand indigenous people so well. Very proud of him. His hacker at the end was cool as well.
At the end, we need more.
I kind of want him to teach me how to do it.
Who would it be like cultural appropriation if when we're in Australia we did a hacker with Rongo?
I think you need to take it seriously.
I would take it very seriously. I wouldn't be taking the mick. I will be as intimidating as I possibly can.
Let me see your intimidating face.
No, I not right now. No. I haven't been trained yet, Lozzie. I'm sweetness and light.
We're gonna get some like war paint on you.
Yeah.
You, me, and Rongo.
Yeah, I'd be like slapping my chest. Bam, bam. Yes. I would love to have Rongo as like a tour guide for the day. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Butthead, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts of the new upcoming Strongman sponsored by Evolution Athletics? Oh, the new Strongman. Yeah, the new great story. Ligma Johnson. Oh, do you know what that's about, Loz?
I don't. I'm afraid someone's going to have to fill me in.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
have to
don't.
Google it
I
now.
don't know
Ligma Johnson.
what's going on there.
I know what's going on at all. Right.
I'm guessing it's Evolution Athletics sponsoring a new athlete that's on their way up, which is good to hear.
Johnson.
Team Loz in the house. How you doing, Trey? Trey is a bench pressing beast.
All right. I'm guessing this is totally unrelated. Elon Musk rehires Ligma and Johnson.
Okay.
I don't know what that's about. You're going to have to explain that to us in the comments. I feel a bit thick now. Hacker is New Zealand. I know, but Rongo is... He is trolling. Gosh darn butthead. All right.
He's trolling.
What's he? Oh, for God's sake. Don't, because I'm susceptible to trolling. I'm very vulnerable right now with my cold.
Yeah.
It's like what those play on words where they get you to say something rude. This is what happens when you click on things.
Thank you for making a live, Si.
Yay. Thank you for joining us, Si. Sorry about the state of Loz. No, I'm joking. It's me.
I am a state. It's fine. Yeah, we didn't do very well with that one.
Ligma. Oh, no. All right. I can see what it said. Yes. Thank you. Gosh darn butthead. Yeah, he is a butthead. Go away, butthead.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. We're too innocent for this world. Maybe we are. We are genuinely innocent, uncorrupted people. Look at these comments. Oh no. All right, let's click on the serious question. Has Oba said why he isn't doing the UK/USA show? Is it because he is scared of Loz and doesn't have the balls to speak to him in person?
I was looking forward to seeing him.
You were going to call him and have a chat, weren't you?
I just wanted to actually speak to him face to face.
Loz is terrible. He's like, we need to talk this out. And I'm like, ew, no, let's pretend it never happened.
From what I've heard, like, I don't know facts, but I think Oberst is doing some kind of TV show in America, and they were worried about him getting injured in this. So that's what I've heard. I know nothing more than that, and I don't want to speculate on anything because I haven't spoken to any of the powers that be or Oberst himself. So I'd just be going on what I've heard, and I don't know how gospel that is.
Based on recent social media posts, that's fair to assume, but that wouldn't explain why Eddie is doing it and Oberst isn't. Because it looks like they're filming a series 2 of the...
yeah, no, but that doesn't mean Oberst doesn't have another thing that he's
working
on.
That's true. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There we go.
Yeah, I honest answer, don't know. But it's a shame because it would have been good to see him. And I think the banter between Eddie and Oberst would have been good.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be quite the same with...
I don't think Martin's is much of a smack talker, is he?
And the problem is, the American team just got stronger. For the British fans.
It did. Yeah.
You know, it's good for the American fans.
Yeah. Bron Chopped, Liz, I swear you have a cold 50% of the year. I feel like I do, Bron Chopped. Maybe
do you reckon it's the flights and stuff? You just kind of...
fair, we
have a 4-year-old that's come home from school with a cold as well.
Yeah.
And if you're a parent to a young child, they often pick up stuff at school, don't they?
And do you know what? Yesterday, I was sitting down working out how many hours I work a week, and it's like 75 to 80. So I think that might explain it. I don't sleep that much either. And we have kids.
Yeah.
And they
you had
bring
a nice
home
lie-in
germs
today, didn't you?
I did have a nice lie-in. I was in bed until 9 a.m., which is very late. It is. It was
for you,
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah.
There we go. Andrea would have got it. Someone said that's because Andrea is pure filth.
Yes, she would have got it.
You going to click on something, Loz?
I was just reading. Sorry. Do you want to?
Well, you've got to read out loud.
Yeah. Well, there's some things I want to avoid on purpose.
Okay. Right.
Just because we've spoken about them so many times.
Click randomly. I've been watching Strongman, i.e. Jeff Gibbs from the 70s. Do you listen to chat? What do you mean, do we listen to chat? Do we listen to chat? Is this another thing? Are we being trolled again?
They spelled Jeff wrong, so I don't know.
Right, yeah, let's not click on the OB insults. Entering infomercials. Oh dear, lots of theories about why he's not coming. Eddie and Obest both with Shaw and Best in a video today, though. Yes.
They're all over in the States, collabing and training together at the moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, apparently he has a TV show. It doesn't mean it's the same one that Eddie's got, though.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the first season of The Strongest Man in History? Even though it looks like Brian didn't try on a lot of the competition to let others win. I didn't actually see it, and I don't know. Was it shown in the UK? I've seen bits of it on YouTube.
I've seen quite a bit of it on YouTube. I never actually watched it through TV in the UK, but I have seen quite a lot of it, and I quite enjoyed it, to be honest. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Brian is very much, his goal is to win big competitions. So I think he was kind of just enjoying it. I wouldn't say he wasn't trying. Brian's, beatable at things. He's like every top athlete in strongman, they can beat each other at certain things. You saw that at the Magnus Classic today. Go there another time, it can be different results. And in terms of strongman or professional athletes in general, you're not at your best all the time. It's impossible to be at your best all the time. You just can't do it. So a guy like Brian will peak to be at his best for certain shows like World's Strongest Man, or when he was doing the Arnolds, he'd try and be at his best for the Arnolds. Now he tries to be at his best for the Shaw Classic or Worlds.
Yeah.
It's just impossible to be at your best all the time. So doing a TV show, he would have probably just took it as a bit more, I'll just treat it as a training session.
Yeah. Thank you, Sai, for the super chat. You said about Liz merch yesterday. I designed a t-shirt for Liz last year. I'm an effing eyewitness. Do you know what? At that point, loads of people were sending through like meme t-shirts. I had one of Grizzly running away with me. What else was there? There was one about my floppy hat. I just assumed they were all jokes. I didn't know. One where Gav Bilton was a sausage. I couldn't use that. I did assume people were joking. What, this one?
Yep.
Loz, diet question. I cannot do without tons of chocolate. How can I either not eat much or eat an alternative? Trying to eat clean.
I think one of the important things with diet, if your focus is, if you're not trying to be a bodybuilder, like if you're trying to be a bodybuilder, you've got to be really strict. If your focus is just to have a better relationship with food and steadily lose weight, you want to be in a slight calorie deficit. So that means you can have chocolate. I actually have chocolate worked into my plan, but I just have 4 squares a day. And I love chocolate as well. And trust me, I could easily sit there and eat a lot more chocolate. And I probably will over Christmas and stuff like that. But you have to have some discipline to make change. You can't just say, I want to do everything and still get results. So you have to have some level of kind of commitment to change if you want to make change. So, so you can still have chocolate, but it has to be within your calorie and macros that are going to still allow you to drop weight. So for someone like myself, I can eat about 3,400 calories a day. That's the advantage of having a lot of muscle mass. So I can still eat quite a lot and be in a calorie deficit. Other people like Liz, for instance, would need to eat a lot less. She'd probably be about 1,600 calories because she doesn't train and she's much smaller and she's not that active. I sound mean. I'm not being mean. I'm just trying to explain different.
Kick a girl when she's down.
But if you were training 4 or 5 times a week, you'd probably be able to eat 2,200 calories. Yes. It's kind of, you got to work out the amount for you and then go into a slight deficit and maintain that deficit for a longer period of time. If you go into a real harsh deficit, the likelihood is you just rebound and put the weight back on. So I think long term, you've got to allow yourself to eat things that you enjoy, allow yourself to go out for a meal kind of off plan, on the weekends. We go out for meals sometimes. When I was in America, I ate what I wanted. As soon as I got back, I'm sort of back onto my plan. I put about 5 pounds on when I was out in America.
That's not bad.
A lot of it is kind of water. So probably by next week, I'll be back to where I was.
Yeah, it's a bit of fluctuation. It's fine.
But I'm not looking to make weight for a competition. I'm not looking to be in a bodybuilding competition because I don't want to do bodybuilding. So it's just lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I think then you can just still enjoy some chocolate from time to time.
Loz, question from Monica. What are your thoughts on, is it Vilius?
Vilius, yes. I haven't seen too much of him, but from what I've seen, very impressed. The guy what I really like about him is he's got guts and determination and he's a fighter. I mean, I was watching his deadlift today. Clearly needs to work on his static strength looking at today.
Was he the one who changed his grip like halfway through? I've never seen
Which is incredible.
Do that. Yeah.
To be able to adapt and do that on the fly, that shows like the guy is a fighter and he's sort of got this ability to kind of dig deep and figure things
just
out.
find a way.
So give him a couple of years of training in the gym and bringing that strength up. He clearly is very good at the more athletic and awkward events. So yeah, he could be very good.
How's Ryan's hand? Have you spoken to Ryan?
Ryan's hand's been bad. He's kind of he's torn like a ligament in his finger, and hands are so slow in terms of recovery. He knew it was going to be tough going to this. The fact that he got there, he was very unlucky on the log today. Right, he was so close on that last log.
Not many got the last one, did they?
Only 2, I think, in the end. Maxime,
even Rongo didn't get it. Was it
Maxime and Aethor,
yeah.
But yeah, Ryan's disappointed, and he came last in the comp today, so he's a bit gutted. But it's good that he's back competing. He needs to go home, get that hand even better, get back into training, look at some comps for next year, and kind of work his way back up. He's got all the potential to come back, and he just needs to learn from this experience and go and enjoy the rest of the time he's got in Iceland.
Here we go. Video idea. Top 10 most dramatic events at World's Strongest Man. Number 1 for me is the 2017 deadlift showdown between Prime Thor, Superhuman Eddie, and Prime Brian.
That was an amazing
Probably
deadlift.
Sacrificed his Prime to pull that last deadlift. Yeah, that was... Oh, you were there in person. I wasn't that year. But
that was one of the most incredible deadlift competitions.
Was it really intense there?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Because sometimes things look intense on TV because of the editing, but in reality, that's not actually what it's like in person.
No, it was intense. Yeah, and the standard was so high. You had JF Caron, Lysis, those 3 guys. Obviously, it was just crazy level.
Yeah,
and that probably is the most impressive deadlift I've ever seen, witnessed.
Yeah, like mid competition. Yeah.
Without question.
What else would you throw into that list? Anything off the top of your head? Most dramatic events. It depends. Why was it dramatic? What year was it when Don nearly got ran over by the tram, or he did get ran over by the tram? Yeah,
I always think of Thor beating Brian on the keg toss.
Oh man,
it was just
uncanny, wasn't it? The first time Brian ever said, "No one's going to beat that." Someone went and beat it. It's like, what are the chances? Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Zadrunas on log lifts at Worlds has been impressive.
Yeah.
Look, Zadrunas 2011 on the log for reps in the heats, it was 160 kilos, and I think he did 10 reps. Yeah. And literally, it was like perfection in terms of just watching. His feet didn't move. His core strength was incredible. And you had Mariusz Pudzianowski, who's really good for reps. You had Poundstone, Lalas, loads of good guys in that comp. And he was just in a league of his own.
I remember a bit of drama when you did a backwards roly-poly down the stairs.
The Atlas Stones. There wasn't any stairs on the Atlas Stones.
There was a step, wasn't there, afterwards?
I just I just rolled off the platform.
But you rolled off the platform.
Piece of wood that big.
I remember it's a full step. It might be an edited version though. See, do you remember?
I did a competition in Poland for Mariusz Pudzianowski.
Yeah.
And I was doing some power stairs, and my foot slipped, and I went off the power stairs, and the weight came over with me. Yeah. That was pretty dramatic, but there's no videos of that.
What's this? Any idea when we're going to get more info on the Arnolds, either confirmed athletes or events?
I think probably January.
Yeah,
I think some athletes have been invited now, and
it's very exciting.
Yeah, so hopefully by January we'll start to know
because it
official
happens in
lists
March, doesn't it?
And events. Yeah.
Oh, it'll be here before we know it. How exciting!
Yeah,
very exciting. Poor Liz, thank you. Dark chocolate is easier to have a little of. Milk chocolate is hard.
Yeah, I have dark chocolate now. So I bought some today. It's in the cupboard, and I'll have 4 squares at night. It's with a coffee before bed. Weirdly, we can sleep on coffee.
Yeah, we have it as our nightcap, don't we? People were saying about Vilius. I think if he puts on a bit more mass and works on his static strength, he could be dangerous.
Totally agree. I think that's absolutely fair to say.
Yeah. He didn't look particularly big, did he?
No, he could definitely put some size in that frame. Yeah. And sometimes you just look at people and you think, this is something I always look for when I'm at a competition. I don't care how strong someone is. Yeah. If they want to do strongman, you need to be able to dig deep, fight through pain, and have this athletic ability. It's not just about being a big brute. Yeah. There's lots of big brutes in gyms that can lift huge weights, but they don't necessarily make good strongmen. he was, he's definitely got what it takes to kind of go through that pain barrier and do well in strongman, because you can get stronger, but sometimes you can't teach someone that type of mental toughness.
Yeah. Dustin, hate affects your health. Let go of your hate for Brian, Liz. I know, it's eating me up inside. Clearly. Yeah, click that one. There we go. Do you think that Pavlo can dominate the strongman athletes if he gets his technique together? Thoughts on him potentially breaking the deadlift world record?
Dominate? No, I don't think he can dominate. I think, and the reason being, I think there's way too much talent.
For anyone to dominate.
Yes, yeah. I mean, some people will argue that Tom's dominated because he's won worlds the last 2 years, but that's the only things he's won. And if we're talking about domination, you've got to look at like people that win everything. So I don't think he will dominate the sport, but I do think he's got potential to win some major titles, and I do think he's got what it takes to break the deadlift world record if he focuses on it. What?
Our Tom Stoltman lookalike is in the in the comments. That Tom guy does look like me. Thanks for putting me in the vlog list. Can you guys give my YouTube channel, Kevin Hazelger? Oh, sorry, mate. A shout out. I'm doing a cool OSG giveaway in the next video. There you go, guys.
Cool. Go and follow Kevin Hazelger, the Tom Stoltman. Well,
Tom Stoltman is a Kevin lookalike.
Yeah, there we go.
Like, honestly, it's uncanny. I was like, oh, what's Tom doing here?
People kept coming over to me. Have you seen Tom Stoltman's over there? And like they were like saying, "This guy looks like Tom," and I was like, "Oh yeah, whatever."
Yeah.
And I looked over. I was like, "Damn!"
God, he actually really looks like Tom. Like from the sort of brow, the hair, everything, the lips, the pout. Yeah. It all looks like Tom. It's
I hope he doesn't take offense to
it. I'm sure this isn't the first time he's hearing it. Oh, here we go. Any thoughts on the Tacky towel controversy?
Oh, yeah.
Lots of videos about this.
Lalas brothers did a video.
Did you watch it?
Nope.
I watched it.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm a nosy cow.
You are.
Yeah. No, they said it. So they were pointing out that in the rule book for that event, it said that they're not allowed any padding between the athlete and the belt in order to create a shelf. There was I read the comments as well, and lots of people agreeing, lots of people saying, well, I don't see that towel as being padding because it's a thin single ply towel or whatever. Or the belt would have been creating the shelf.
The belt would create the shelf, not the padding. The padding, if it's going to do anything, is just going to stop your stomach pinching.
It from pinching, yeah.
I don't see the belt, the towel actually helping.
You'd have to put something really thick in there to create a shelf, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean the belt is quite thick, so everyone's wearing a belt. Like if they want to, they've got the option to wear that belt.
What if you undid your belt a bit?
Yeah, that would be different. He didn't do that to me.
No. I'm just saying, like ways that you could do it.
It goes back to we need to be stricter in terms of refereeing. If people can say they've got those rules, but the referees need to make sure those rules
if it
are in
was
place.
Against the rules, the referee should have said there and then. So we should be able to assume that it wasn't against the rules based on that theory. But would referees be checking the athletes out? What are you wearing? Because that doesn't happen, does it?
I've seen it happen before. I've seen strongmen try and get away with tacky on their kind of I've seen athletes put tacky under their armpits so that they can go out and then without looking like they've got anything on them, and then put tacky onto their hands for stone carries.
Wow. I hear in rules meetings,
I've seen
no tacky
athletes
on your
try
hands
so many things. Honestly, I know that's not a trick I've ever tried myself, but I have seen someone try it against me. And I won't say who, but
is it someone I know?
Yeah.
Oh God, you got to tell me afterwards. I didn't know this.
But athletes will try and get away with whatever they can.
So interesting.
If we go back to having rules that referees and athletes all stick by and understand, that's the key thing there, is understand, because we've got so many comps doing different things. Sometimes the referees just turn up, well, I know what strongman is, but they haven't read the rules of that comp. So, but that actual thing that Novikov did, I don't really think it helped him in any way, other than protect his stomach from getting pinched. I sometimes in training will put a towel between my stomach and my belt to stop, because I don't know if you guys have trained, you roll a log up you. If you've not got a soft belt under, it can really pinch the skin.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got a little bit of skin around the midsection like I have these days.
Oh.
bit of loose skin.
Ooh.
Side effects of, well, it was actually worse when I was just fat, to be honest.
Yeah, so more pinching then.
Where is JF at right now? I'm not his mum or his wife, so I don't know.
Call him. Jeff, where are you? I guess where's he
But
at
he
with his
is
recovery?
he is training and looking pretty good, to be fair. Recovering well.
Marina, thank you so much for the super chat. What's in the Ukrainian water that lets these guys be so strong but stay relatively lean? No power bellies to be found. It's crazy. They are all very lean. I mean, Pablo didn't used to be lean. If you look at pictures from him when he was
Pablo's got a lot
21,
leaner. Yeah, he was quite chubby.
he
at
was
one point.
quite chubby, yeah. But now he's like, God, he looks like a bloody bodybuilder, doesn't he? Like, you know, off season. And then Novikov and Pablo Cordiaco are also very lean. Yeah,
they're good athletes. Well, you know,
good genetics by the looks of it.
Yeah, I've seen chubbier
Ukrainians
though as well.
The
it
whole
just
country
happens to be those three are all pretty lean right now, which is you know, it helps them.
You do find though in some of those Eastern European countries, people are much leaner overall. Like there's less
general,
fat people,
yeah,
isn't there?
in general,
yeah.
I think they're just diet and things like that in general is
It's
a little
bit
better
than
us.
other places. What's Michael saying? The point of the History Channel show was to have current strongmen testing famous feats to see which strongmen in history were the strongest. It was not meant to be a competition between the four.
Yeah, it was kind of showcasing
so,
lots of cool feats of strength from the past. I think I'd love to do something like that.
And also showcasing some personalities within our sport, strongman, which is, it looks like it did a great job of, which
it was great.
Can only be a good thing if it's bringing more of the masses to the sport.
Yeah, definitely.
Here we go.
I want us to go around and try some kind of. We obviously went up to Scotland and did a few things, but I still want to try lots more.
Yeah. As someone that knows Vilius, I can say that he's the biggest fighter of all the guys I've trained with and competed against. He will always give it his all.
And people respect that straight away.
Yeah.
I always respect a fighter.
Yeah. Alexi's and like actually, that, isn't it?
When you're a competitor and you see someone's a fighter, you think, oh God, this guy's going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah. And they are, aren't they?
Yep. They don't always impress that much in the gym, guys like that, but they tend to win competitions. So yeah, he could be very good.
Dramatic event when Derek was beaten by Marius Pudzianowski.
Yes, there's a good one.
Marius Pudzianowski slaps him on the back while he's still trying to do the last stone. It's like, Marius, have some tact, man.
I think Marius was just reacting to the situation.
I think so, yeah. He was just so happy. He didn't really think about what he was doing in the moment. And Derek probably didn't even feel or notice it in that moment. Probably.
Well, he probably did, but
yeah.
But I think Derek would have been more pissed off at himself because he basically had the stone up and then he kind of went and missed it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, will we ever see the clip of when you're on Deal or No Deal? Do you know what?
I
haven't
find
even
it anywhere.
That. No. It's such a shame.
We've
got a picture at your mum's house of you with your red box and Noel Edmonds, haven't we?
Yeah, I've got a picture of me lifting Noel somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably find that.
Such a shame. I would like to watch that episode. What a nerd.
You read a question. I'll see if I can find the picture.
Okay. People saying that Vilius is a good guy. Dustin, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. A reasonable time. That's last minute. Fraser, I can probably answer this one. Do you think World's Strongest Man will ever listen to its athletes and have full transparency with its events a reasonable timeout? It seems every year we hear how a specific event got announced last minute. Well, the events are very much driven by what the sponsors want. So if you look at recent events, the Kanak deadlift and medley, the Rain keg toss, what else do we have? Rogue are a big factor. So the sponsors have a really big part to play in events. And it's basically, how can we get our branding on the events? How can you make an event sponsor friendly? And I know that might sound a little bit tacky, but sponsors pay for it to happen in the first place.
Just putting it out there, I think events will be out for athletes and fans quicker than it's ever been for next year's Worlds. I think we will know the events for World's Strongest Man by January, which would be, I can tell you from a competitor's point of view, will be very nice. And I think if we want to see the best from the athletes, that we will want that. There will be, a subject to change clause because World's Strongest Man isn't finalized in terms of like the locations that they use. Like, I kind of bring it up far too often and bore people. But 2014,
2014. God, I wonder what happened.
I was told there'd be yoke and frame in the final.
Yeah.
But the issue was the location they had to use was a beach, so
Yeah.
you can't really do yoke and frame on a beach.
Yeah.
So they ended up changing it to my
Loading
worst events.
and toss.
The good thing now is you've got people that are going out checking these locations, thinking
So-
of, right, what can we do here?
Was Darren doing that the other week? Yeah, so he
Yes.
was in Myrtle Beach looking at locations. So that's like where they're at right now. So I imagine within the next couple of months, like you say.
Like, and this is like, I spoke to Darren this week because I saw all the rumors, people saying that the Stoltmans know the events. I said, Darren, I was like, what the events are?
You asked to do just like, oh, what are the events?
He
He's
says
like, "Oh,
he doesn't
no."
know the events yet because they haven't decided. So the Stoltmans definitely can't know the events.
No.
But people are kind of putting these rumors out now that people know the events. No one, like, God's honest truth, no one will find out the events until all the athletes will find out at the same time. That's something that World's Strongest Man are really, really making sure happens. They did it last year.
Yeah.
All the athletes found out the events at the same time. The athletes found out the events before the public.
Yeah.
But they didn't know.
They got the
weights
email
and
with
stuff.
the list, didn't they, of things to train for?
Yeah.
So they get a vague email.
I think this year will be even better. I think
Yeah.
literally everyone's going to find out all the events at the same time.
Yeah. But
I can guarantee you what type of events will be at World's Strongest Man,
Yeah.
because it's always, there's going to be a squat or a deadlift. There's going to be some kind of stones, most likely. There's going to be some kind of truck pull. There's probably going to be a throw.
Moving like a frame or a yoke.
The athletes, they've been competing in strongman long enough to have an idea of what they should be training for, but the specifics will hopefully come out very soon.
Yeah.
And we are going to have World's Strongest Man on the channel.
Yeah.
They are really trying to be a lot more transparent now. It's just, I learned this because when I was an athlete, you just kind of think about your own goal.
Yeah.
And then you start looking at things from a different perspective and you think, okay, there's a lot more that goes on than we think.
Yeah.
Like last weekend at OSG, there's athletes saying, oh, prize money should be more than it is. And then I said to those athletes, well, what have you guys done to promote this show and get some sponsors and stuff like that? Because they were going on about maybe how much the entry fee was.
Yeah.
You kind of total up what the entry fee was, and then you can kind of quickly spend through that very, very quickly on what needs to be spent for an arena like that for 5 days.
Yeah.
The amount of money you have to spend for hotels, food, production costs.
Yeah.
There's so many outgoings.
Yeah.
Security, you have security at these places. You have to have cleanup bills.
Yeah.
We've put on a show a couple of years ago. There's loads of hidden costs that people don't think about.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
And I can tell you, the guys like Lynn Morehouse who put hours and hours and hours of work into those shows over the years. Hopefully, he's made something this year, because I know the last few years he's lost money.
Yeah.
At the moment they are putting on OSG to try and grow the sport, and the fact that they paid everyone in every class was incredible.
Well,
I know most
3 in every class.
But that's what I'm saying. Every class was the same prize money, which is amazing.
Men and women, which is cool.
It's great to see. And we do have comps now like Rogue that pay big prize money. We've got Giants Live probably paying out the most prize money over a whole year because they put on so many good shows. The World's Strongest Man prize money's gone up. The Arnolds prize money's gone up. So things are getting better in that respect. But we've got to keep growing the sport. It's still a small niche sport.
There you go. Lots. Did Eddie's 472.5 in 2017 officially break the 445 record from the year before? Or was it a change in setup? Always wondered why they got rid of the globes. It was a different setup, wasn't it? Explain the setup.
Yeah, it was like it was almost a stiff bar. It was kind of like a slightly thicker stiff bar with bumper plates. So it was kind of like huge amount of weights going out to the side, whereas the globes that they used before was on a different bar as well. When did Eddie break the world? Eddie broke the world record 2016.
Yeah, but I think they're talking about a record, a World's Strongest Man record. I'm like, because this is the problem.
This is the problem with strongman as well. There's so many records, it becomes confusing.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But I don't think that record was looked at, even like
it wasn't compared to it.
No, I think because they used it as a strongman deadlift, if you like, because it was from a standard height.
Yeah,
but it's a good point. It's funny when you kind of look back, you kind of don't notice things, but now because we've got more eyes on the sport, people are picking up on these things. If you look back at strongman over the years, it was way worse than it is now.
Yeah. people talking about the tacky towel. Monica saying she doesn't think it was going to help or make a difference. Monica was there in person, just like us.
I totally agree, Monica.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was helping. I don't know. I was disappointed that it was bought up by so many. It made no difference, says Bron Chopped. So, yeah.
I think Novikov was a very deserving winner, if I'm honest. And yeah, sometimes when we lose, we can.
Yeah, but it's not people that lost that
excuses.
were looking for excuses. It's other people just on the internet. Pete, the last thing I'd want is tacky in my armpits. Couldn't agree more, Pete. Can't imagine anything
Can't think
worse.
of anything worse, absolutely.
I'd be a desperate person to put tacky in my armpits. Jesus Christ.
Bruno is a tough ref, but I think he's a good ref.
I thought he was good.
Especially
Watching
this year.
him on the log.
He's pretty. The thing, he is strict, but he's strict for everyone.
Yeah.
And I like that because you need to be the same for everyone. That's really important, I think, when it comes to refereeing. So Bruno did a good job of the refereeing.
There we go. Do you think Thor will actually go back to 200 kilo body weight?
No, he said he wants to get to like 175, 180, which is still huge. But for
massive.
Thor, that's a much more healthy weight.
What does he weigh around about now?
He's about 165.
Oh, really? As much as that?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Well, he boxed at 150.
Yeah, I guess. And he looks like, for those of us that have known Thor through the years, he looked skinny.
Yeah.
But because years and years ago, about 10 to 12 years ago, Thor was fat, wasn't he?
Yeah,
when he was monster baby.
He was about 210.
But
Then he kind of got down,
round.
then he got big and like huge.
I was going to say, then he leaned out and he was looking good. And then he got bigger, like around for the time for the deadlift. He was massive then, wasn't he? Jesus Christ. Jeff is petting his cow right now. His actual pet cow, just for anyone wondering. Kevin, thank you very much for becoming a member. Hopefully I said that correctly. That TV show was what introduced me to Strongman. There you go. A fine example. Thank you, Kirby, of how great it is
and that's
just to
great.
Get it out there. Yeah.
You know, the fact that it's brought more people to the sport is just a good thing.
Yeah. Dustin, thank you for the super chat. Has Colin, a world's strongest man, said how the group selection will happen next year? Would be good if things were more transparent. Yeah, it would be really nice. They haven't. Like, it's hard because we know there are certain things that they have to abide by, if you like. So they have to have like a Brit in each group and an American in each group.
It's because of TV rights, because they sell World's Strongest Man to American TV networks and British TV networks. Yeah. The TV companies demand a Brit and an American in each group. Yeah. That is being transparent with you guys.
Yeah.
And it obviously makes things a little bit more complicated when it comes to seedings and stuff like that.
You want to just be able to get your top 10, spread 5 and 5, and then do it based on ability. But then when you've got these factors, and I'm sure there are other factors that you and I don't understand.
Yeah, it's like...
Because we do it each year, don't we?
I like to just sit there and go on, who's the best? And like, I'm a pain in the ass to the organisers.
We give them a lot of shit.
Yeah. And they're like, give us a break.
Yeah, they're like, come on. We're like, well, the fans would be harsher on you. I think we're being
but, you know, I've really noticed much more communication these last few years and explanations of why they do things.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was just like
nothing.
This is what we do.
Radio silence. Yeah.
Like it or lump it. Whereas now they're trying to explain things and they're trying to change things each year.
Yeah.
Every year things are getting better.
Yeah, definitely. As someone, I mean, how many times did you compete there?
Yeah, 11. So.
Yeah, you've seen some shit, but you've seen the improvements,
absolutely.
Like massive improvements. Robert, thank you so much for becoming a channel member.
I thought you were going to say thank you for becoming a champion. I was like, our members are champions.
Robert is a champion. A fun question. Who would you pick for a fully new cast for season 2? 4 people you'd pick for a cast.
I'd pick me.
Obviously.
Rongo Keane, because he'd just be
He would be hilarious.
Funny. I'd pick Rauno, because
Rauno would have to be in it.
And Mitch Hooper.
Yes, that would be a great cast.
That would be good.
That would be hilarious. Rauno and Mitch. Oh my God. Mitch just winds him up constantly. It's so funny. When Mitch is walking behind him. And he's
do the impression.
And Mitch is going, harder, Rono doesn't want some woman behind him. He wants a fucking man. And Rono's face just sort of goes dark, and he pushes him off. And then he's like taking off his hoodie, and Mitch is like, "Oh, you're getting hot now, Rono." And I was like, "He's about to beat you up." And I think he might have.
There you go.
Had I not been recording, they do get on really well.
Yeah.
But they're just like, it's like Grumpy and the naughty, mischievous child, isn't it? Rana's not really grumpy, but everyone's grumpy next to Mitch.
Kind of like tumble roll past this one.
Nose candy. Do you know what? There's so much more to that story. And when we finally make our video about the IFSA split, a lot more, that will give you a lot of food for thought, because there is a lot more to it than that. Not saying there's no nose candy, I don't know. It wasn't there, but there is more to it, which makes it.
Today, for those that don't know, was the Aaron Page Classic. Obviously, Aaron Page sadly passed away a couple of years back.
2 years ago.
Yep. And they've been running this competition for the last 2 years in his memory. So they've got a log there that they do every year, and they put on a competition. And it's a fun competition. Do you know what the mystery event was? Can you imagine heavyweight strongmen bull riding? A mechanical bull ride for time.
That's hilarious.
There's some interesting videos about.
I need to see that.
Alex Lungu, he went down. He won the log today down there.
Who won the bull ride? These are the important questions.
I'm not sure on the athlete that won, but there's a video of Alex with a pink hat, one-handed, trying to ride this bull.
I could ride the bull. It's all about.
You'd be better than me.
Problem is, the heavier you are.
Yeah, I used to work in a place called Cattle Country. We had a mechanical bull, and I knew how to just kind of get people off. It's kind of I know, but you kind of there's ways to kind of like manipulate it. Yeah. So it's a bit of a weird event for a strongman competition, but it was a fun day.
There you go.
And all in memory of Aaron, who was an amazing up and coming British strongman
and just a good dude as well, wasn't he? Polish Power Hour. Sad, World's Strongest Man has never been in Canada. I know, considering how many incredible athletes we've had from there. Hugo Girard.
Do you know what amazes me is we haven't had a Canadian champion yet.
I know. When you consider how many amazing strongmen, I've no doubt that's going to change within the next couple of years.
I think so.
There we go.
You remember?
Misty Crom. Thank you so much for joining us. Where are we? Welcome, Misty Crom. Yes, we used to have Fortissimus. Yeah, that happened for a couple of years. Was supposed to come back, but
not sure what's happening with that.
No, I will check in with my source and see what he says. Mark Sheridan. That's our Mark, isn't it? Is that Mark that we know?
It might be, yeah. I can't ever tell from people's YouTube names.
No. Loz, enjoyed your Q&A video of Martins, but can't believe you missed 2 golden opportunities to say you won Europe's Strongest Man ahead of Thor.
I didn't want to bore you guys anymore. I know, it's becoming a thing.
Martins' fans instead.
I'll let Martins take that one. He beat him at Worlds, which is better. So
yeah. Marina, thank you for the super chat. What do you think holds more prestige with the athletes, World's Strongest Man or the Arnolds in Ohio? Some people seem to only want World's Strongest Man, even if Arnolds is heavier.
I would say for the majority, it's World's Strongest Man, but there are exceptions to that rule. I think a couple of guys would say the Arnolds, but I think the vast majority would say World's Strongest Man.
Yeah, most of them coming into the sport, they want to be the World's Strongest Man because it's
like being
the familiar title, isn't it?
An Olympic champion. It's kind of like that's it's the pinnacle for so many.
Yeah.
And it's got the most pull worldwide. Like the hardcore strongman fans really respect the Arnolds, but you get much more recognition from winning World's Strongest Man. Like much more.
Yeah. Here's a good question, Lassie. When the World's Strongest Man was in China, one of the athletes was a completely outclassed and undersized Chinese man, obviously on the roster because of the host location. How do you feel about this?
He was in my group.
Was it?
Poor guy. He was a lovely guy, but he was walking around the hotel with a T-shirt saying 300 kilo deadlift club. It's not the best thing to do at World's Strongest Man.
Bless that little man.
And we had a 320 kilo squat in our group. And bless him, he got the weight on his back.
And crumbled.
and he did a very good eccentric, which is like just going down.
He was never seen again.
And then he just stayed at the bottom. But yeah, I think.
I guess what they're trying to do is to get the host country to care. And
Yes, I guess
by
that's
way of
what it was.
representation, but I don't think
I
someone like
personally don't like. I like to see the best guys.
We just want to see the best.
That's my personal view.
Yeah.
I like to see the best guys competing, regardless of where they're from.
Yeah.
But I get it from promotional standpoints, and if having that Chinese guy meant that a load of more sponsors came in and a load more people watched, then that's a good thing. But my personal view, if it was me being miserable Uncle Loz, I just want the top 30 guys. That's my view.
Yeah. So our deadlift championship's coming back in Cardiff next year.
Yes.
2nd of September.
And some interesting invites have gone out already.
Yes.
Can't say anything yet, but I think you're going to enjoy it.
Yes. The running towards the fan while holding a shield was fun to watch. The hurricane from
that wasn't at World's Strongest Man, but it was
Manfred Herbal Classic.
But that is a cool event. I was telling Martins about it, and he's like, he'd never heard of it.
No, they were wearing like a football helmet.
Well, it was because we were
perspex. Because we were in a hurricane. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. Excited at the idea of Lucy Underdown getting an invite to the deadlift championships.
I know nothing of this, so I'm not going to make any comments.
Okay. I was going to say, is this what you're talking about?
No, I like genuinely, I see things that I presume are rumors, and I'm going to probably guess that that's a rumor. But you never know. Maybe she has, but I don't want people taking my word for it and putting it out there.
Poor Lucy, Liz and Loz said that I'm getting an invite. Yeah, no,
because this seems to happen now. People say, "Oh, Liz and Loz," or "Loz said this."
Yeah, we're just speculating sometimes.
Hicksy messaged me the other day. This guy had said that that he'd spoken to me. He'd messaged me on Instagram. And he'd spoken to me, and I looked at this guy's account. Never spoken to him in his life. So I took the screenshot of the thing and sent it to. I blocked the guy and sent it to Hicksy because people do like to say stuff that isn't true these days, unfortunately. But
these days, all days, Lozzie, all days. Yeah. If you could add a rule or a couple of rules into Strongman, what would they be? We're going to do a video about this in this coming week, and we really need to gather our thoughts, don't we? So watch out for that video, I say.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we touched upon this yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
Hey, Loz, what was your favourite World's Strongest Man location? Love Sun City. Those natural power stairs were awesome.
Sun City was cool. It's an interesting place. There's a built man-made beach there, which is interesting. My favorite. Do you know what? The first year in Botswana was lovely in terms of location. I wish you could have come.
Yeah.
At the time, there was just no way we could afford to take you, but it was just the scenery was incredible. You just walk, you're driving along the road and there's just elephants by the side. It was, I've never been in a place where I've seen so much wildlife and so much beautiful scenery.
All right, rub it in. I just went to the crap places.
I went to a lot of not so good locations for worlds. I always wanted to go to the Bahamas because I used to watch World's Strongest Man at the Bahamas.
Yeah. Hawaii. Why didn't we get Hawaii?
Hawaii, they've never had worlds at Hawaii, but they have had strong. No.
I swear
they did a super series in Hawaii.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Not World's Strongest Man.
Beg your pardon. There we go. I'll put away the pitchfork. Sarah asking if we'll ever see the return of the bar bend, tug of war, and old school type events at World's Strongest Man.
There's going to be a tug of war this week, next week. This week.
Excuse me.
Weekend coming. At the team comp.
6 days.
Between the US and the UK. So that'll be interesting.
Who is coming to the team comp? Let us know in the comments. Are you going to be there? We obviously will. We were just.
As in, you mean who's coming to watch?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. What did you think? What else could that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know. Who's going? Where are we? Skipped a little bit. Would you say that the 5th best American and 5th best Brit are always deserving of a finals place? Seems dodgy, if not. I'd say in recent years there have definitely been at least 5 guys in the USA and the UK good enough to compete at Worlds. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. So the worst on that list is still probably good enough.
Yeah.
To be there. Yeah. Yeah, because I'd agree. Imagine if It was a
I-
more
I-
obscure country, and they were sending 5 athletes, and 4 of them were no good.
I will openly say there's probably guys that are just as deserving. that
Oh,
don't
of
go.
course, yeah. Where it's close between them, and some are going to get an advantage based on where they're born, which doesn't seem fair.
No, but it is a thing. Like if you're from the US or from the UK,
Yeah.
we have an advantage.
Yeah.
A lot of countries, they're only going to get one athlete going.
Yeah.
But these countries are the most popular for strongman at the moment. So, and in terms of the countries putting it on TV,
Yeah.
so
Ripping up phone books. That was a classic event from Britain's Strongest Man back in the days, wasn't it?
yes, we've got a video with like some of the most obscure events in strongman.
Yes. You have to go back and look for it. Craziest events in strongman, I think.
Go check that out because it is hilarious.
It is funny. Like one of them, it was like a weird medley where it was a bench press and a rope climb. It looked like PE, didn't it? At school, it was like a weird.
It was really funny.
Yeah, but it had some decent athletes doing it, so it wasn't like a completely random comp. But I don't know.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, you talk about the 5 Brits and 5 Americans. You could have a world's strongest man just with Brits and Americans. There's that many good guys in both countries.
Yeah.
But there's also loads of good guys all over the world.
So much, yeah.
You need to make it a worldwide competition.
Yeah, especially if you're going to call it worlds. They should do a washing machine throw. They absolutely should. And if anyone look after this video, search washing machine throw Guinness World Record. And was it Zadrunas and Thor? On the Guinness World Record show in China. Oh my goodness, wearing these leotards.
Do you know, I've seen midget throwing as well in that competition.
That's immoral. I'm not sure you're supposed to say that.
I've seen it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying I should say it or it's a good thing, but I have seen it happen, which is weird.
Okay.
But willing participants, to be fair.
Yeah. Referring to the 4-man
Little
crew,
people.
Sounds like censorship would have a hard time with that crew. They'd have a hard time with Rongo because
I think the current crew that they used would be bad enough.
I was going to say, I think OB and Eddie would be probably worse than the other 4 put together. Like,
I'm just seeing a comment saying whose butt looks better, and I'm obviously missing something there.
That's because you don't watch my videos. That Mitch forced Rauno unwittingly into a butt comparison competition.
Oh yes, no, I remember you saying that.
Oh.
It's just when you see whose butt looks better in the comments with
out of context. Yeah, it looks weird. Oh my god, it would be Mitch and Rauno terrorizing each other while Loz and Rongo instigating from the shadows. Yeah, that's exactly what it would be. Yeah. It would be funny though.
It would.
There's so many great personalities in strongman. I'm sure you could put together like 20 different casts and it would be a great show. Hey, Loz and Liz, what was your favourite World's Strongest Man look at? Oh, right, it's that again. Jesse, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, I loved Sun City. Where else? Where's your favourite that you've been?
Probably Malaysia.
Yeah, Malaysia was really nice.
Because the others I went to are all in America. And nothing, not that you guys know I love America, but Malaysia was quite different. It was nice to go somewhere that I would probably otherwise never go to.
Yeah.
And the food was amazing. I really liked the food.
Did you like it when we went to Lapland? I know that wasn't Worlds.
Yeah, I did like Lapland.
That was cool.
Yeah. Bloody expensive up there though, isn't it?
And
I remember.
Cold.
Yeah, really cold, freakishly cold. Yeah, I'm not cut out for any extremes in temperature. As you guys know, I'm not cut out for air conditioning. I'm not cut out for much. Yes, looking forward. I really want to do where have you gone, Paris? The Ifs a Split video, some justice. I want to do it like a proper documentary with sit down interviews with people and cutaways. And I want to do it good, not just sat here reading some scripts.
We have a super sticker. Sorry. Oh.
Jama, thank you so much. That's very generous. Annoyingly, it doesn't we will go back and look at the chat on the video once it's posted. Yeah, World's Strongest Man in the UK would be awesome. I guess the issue is crowd control, isn't it? Because although they've started to control the crowd now that they're actually getting crowds, I mean, for so many years, there was no one there. Like, even in LA in like 2014 and years like that, there were times where me and you were the crowd. There's some guys doing Viking press. Me and you are in the background.
And Kaz's friend, do you remember?
Tim.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Honestly, there's Malaysia, times where strongman has changed so much over the years. It's it's so good that we do have people that are interested in what these amazing athletes are doing, because
Yeah.
at one time they just didn't.
There was no one. Like, I remember Malaysia, there was a couple of locals who'd obviously sort of popped by to see what on earth was going on. Then there was a few guys that used to travel every year. Do you remember? There was
Yeah,
the
those three
older
guys.
guy
Yeah.
and that pair. They were friends and they
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
travel all over. And that was literally it. There was no one else there.
Yeah,
It's crazy, isn't it?
it is.
Compared to what it would be like if you just popped up World's Strongest Man somewhere in the UK, they'd be mobbed.
Hey, Si, thank you for the super chat. The
Ari the
Polish. Any news on Krzysztof Radzikowski? Krzysztof does Gogglebox in Poland, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's just like, Krzysztof's actually really funny.
He's very funny.
He's also fighting. Like, he does MMA.
Yeah.
Trains for that now. I don't believe
he had a baby earlier this year as
yeah,
well.
He's just, settling down.
Yeah, he's very happy.
He's doing well, I think.
Yeah, he's missed from Strongman though. It's crazy though. It was as recent as 2019 at the Whoosh show in Dubai. In sort of September, October time. Yeah.
He suffered a lot of injuries towards the end of his career, and I think you just get to that point. You're like, okay, I've had my time.
Yeah.
He was a great strongman. Unbelievable tricep strength.
Yeah.
Like, I think stronger triceps than Zydrunas. Didn't quite have the core strength of Zydrunas on like the log and stuff.
Control of the log, yeah.
Unbelievable pressing power.
Yeah. Fred, thank you for the super chat, Fred. Great as always, but back to work. Catch you on the next one.
Have a good one, Fred. Take care, buddy.
Thank you for joining us. Who have we got? Robert. Hi, Loz and Liz. Other than your Europe's Strongest Man, what was your favourite competition win and why? That's a good question. Thank you.
I like I won a world championships. So I won the Ultimate Strongman World Championships. I enjoyed that one.
In 2016.
Because it was in front of a big crowd in the UK.
Yeah.
And there were some good athletes in that competition.
Decent prize money for its time as well.
Actually, it was the biggest prize money I ever got.
Yeah.
In terms of a payday.
Yeah.
Which was cool. I obviously proud of my first Britain's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
I was actually really proud of winning the Giants Live North America because I wasn't in my best shape.
No.
And the competition didn't go amazingly in terms of my performance, but I stayed relaxed and just kept fighting hard till the end. I actually really messed up the frame walk, which was a good event for me.
Yeah, usually a banker for you.
And then I went and won the Atlas Stones, beating the likes of Trey Mitchell and Mark Felix.
Yeah.
And, some really good stone lifters. And everyone was like, Loz is rubbish at stones.
Yeah.
So to just kind of stay relaxed and kind of just keep fighting and surprise people like that, it meant
surprise yourself sometimes. I was watching that. Lynn Morehouse was streaming it on his phone on Facebook.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he was a big part of the organisation there, wasn't he? And I didn't know Lynn. I didn't know who he was. I was like, thank you so much for streaming this.
I think one of the reasons I've been able to be quite successful as a strongman is I've tried to focus on enjoying it first.
Yeah.
And have winning second. A lot of people just get so focused on just winning, they put too much pressure on themselves.
Yeah.
I can sort of stay relaxed when, like, if something goes badly, you just have to move on.
Yeah.
And in competition, it does. Like now, I see so many people and they make excuses when they lose, but everyone can make a mistake. Like every single athlete in a competition can look back at a competition and say, what if and but, and, if only this happened or I did this in the gym. All of us can do that. I remember this guy competed against me. He was like, oh, my time in the gym on Farmer's Walk would have won this event. I was like, but you didn't win it here. And he couldn't get into his head that maybe I'd gone faster in the gym too.
Yeah.
It was the fact that we're on this bit of kit in this competition on this day, and I still won.
Better, yeah.
It's, maybe next time he would have beaten me, but he just couldn't get the fact that he wasn't able to do what he'd done in training.
What's the worst World's Strongest Man?
The worst location I ever did was the university in, was it
West Virginia?
West Virginia? It was North Carolina.
No, it wasn't. It was West Virginia.
It was North Carolina.
Oh, was it? North Carolina.
West Virginia was my first World's Strongest Man.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It was North Carolina. It wasn't a horrible location. It was just, we were stuck in a university, like between events. The athletes were just in a cafeteria on the floor. That's where we stayed for the whole day. And it just wasn't the best location that we've ever had.
Yeah.
So I'd say that was the worst one for me. I really like Malta. Malta was really cool.
There you go.
I'd like to see World's Strongest Man in Europe again.
Yeah, that's the last time it was in Europe, 2009, such a long time ago. How do we watch the team comp? You can either watch it on Facebook.
No, you can't watch it on Facebook now. It's just official Strongman.
What?
Just official Strongman.
Why not Facebook?
They're just doing everything through. They want to grow official Strongman.
Oh, okay.
And they're just doing it through there.
Okay. The benefit of that, I mean, even if you just want to pay just to watch the team comp, you could cancel straight away, but your membership lasts a month, and there's all the competitions that they've streamed are on official Strongman. So it's a lot of content for $8, $9, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So there you go. Well done. Good job. You said I was about to send people to Facebook. Another new member. Hippie Beard. What a great name. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Someone said sumo wrestling would be good to see again. I disagree.
Catherine's going to be at the comp. Hopefully Nicola will be too. Does Oberst compete anymore? He hasn't competed since 2019. No, what?
Sorry.
He did 20 and he might have done last year as well, 21. It's just this year that he missed.
Yeah.
But for the last few years, he's only competed at World's Strongest Man, apart from, like, I think he might have done that Beerstone, is it? I don't know. But yeah, he doesn't compete very often. I don't know if he is going to compete again, to be honest.
I'm not sure he's going to.
No?
No.
I remember Eddie in the car to the hot air balloon in the Wuss video. There were kids in the car. Rano would be fine. To be fair, Rano's well behaved in front of children. He's very good with children, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2021. He was in the groups at World's Strongest Man.
There you go.
He did Worlds the year before that. Then it was 2019 Giants Live World Tour Finals. 2019 World's Strongest Man group stage.
Bradenton 2019, there were crowds, even a fight in the crowd, which attracted Eddie's attention. That was the first year I noticed there were a lot more people.
Yes.
But obviously before that, the 2 years prior, it had been in Botswana.
Yeah.
Was it the 2 years before something
17
like
and 16, yeah.
Yeah. Where was it, 2018? Was that also Bradenton?
That was Philippines.
The Philippines, of course. Well done. What's a phone book? You know. The yellow pages. I don't know. Are you American? What do they call it in other places? The phone book with all the
phone book. I think he's probably just really young.
Oh, maybe he's young.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think people of our age will be fine with a phone book in America.
Yeah.
Is it the listings or something like that?
Yeah, I can't. I'm not sure what it's called in other countries. Creed. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, Loz and Liz. Any advice on early stage goal setting for someone just getting into the gym for the first time via Strongman?
Best advice I can give you and anyone at any level is focus on your own progress. Just like have no top end kind of limits, but just focus on realistic progress and really make sure your technique's solid. A lot of people kind of push a little bit too hard, don't learn to get... I try and advise people to get really good at the basics. So when I coach people, it's getting you highly skilled at just a few things to start with. And you will automatically be better at everything else by getting good at those few things. Everyone thinks you've got to kind of train everything specifically, but focus on getting really good at deadlifting, really good at squatting, really good at overhead pressing. Focus a little bit on conditioning and enjoy it. That's the number one key. Don't sort of go to the gym thinking, I've got to be the world's strongest man, because instantly you'll stop enjoying it. Strongman, it's very, very, very hard to be elite level. Very hard. Everyone thinks it's easy. I don't know why people in the fitness industry think that anyone can be the world's strongest man. I like playing darts, but I certainly don't think I'm going to go and beat Phil Taylor. Genetics are hugely important in strongman, and the best thing is to just focus on you getting better. If you just focus on that, you'll keep progressing. Normally, when you start focusing and comparing to other people, you start overstretching, and either you stop your progress or you get hurt and go backwards.
Yeah, that's a good point here. Where's it gone? Jamie. So, regularly see people complaining about official strongman streams, but rarely had a problem with Facebook myself. Let's hope they get more robust.
It should be, like, from what I've been told, there is so much more focus on developing official strongman right now.
I was going to say, if they're not doing both, hopefully that means all the attention is on official strongman and ensuring that stream is really good. Yeah, fingers crossed. Here's a good question from Alpres Cat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Would Loz rather compete at a beautiful scenery, worst hospitality motel, 6 world's strongest man, or the worst scenery imaginable, but with 5-star hotel hospitality?
Without question, 5-star hotel hospitality.
No.
Yes, the treatment of the athletes is way more important than where we compete.
No. All right. How about though we choose beautiful scenery and then just book our own 5-star hotel? Duh. Then we get both.
I'm just trying to, like, the treatment is way more important than the venue.
Than the venue.
Than
yeah,
place.
I guess.
Like being looked after, being made to feel like you're welcome there and you're actually there for a purpose. That's more important.
Yeah.
I personally don't care about the scenery. I mean, it's nice to see, but I'm there to do a competition.
Sometimes you don't get to see much scenery at all anyway, do you?
Yeah. I'd compete anywhere as long as it's it's been made to be a good show and we're being treated well.
Some people saying they always use official strongman, they never have an issue. No, that's good to hear. We've never had an issue with it, have we? Every time we've gone to use it.
No, not that we've used it that many times, to be fair.
Certainly not extremely usually that. Holly, bless you, Liz. You look like you feel miserable, but you're still so pleasant.
Oh, she's not miserable, are you?
No, I'm not.
She's a very happy. Liz is a very happy person. 90% of the time.
90% of the time, as long as you don't upset me, Lazo. What are you doing? Oh, you're sweet girl. You're gonna fart.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
It's just being nice.
Okay. Do we have any news on Sven Carlson?
Last time I spoke to Sven, he was kind of much better than he had been, but I haven't spoken to him recently, so no, unfortunately not.
Yeah. Hippie Beard saying, as a fan and spectator of the sport, I also agree with Loz. The scenery is whatever. I'd rather see happy athletes who can perform their best in competitions.
Yeah.
Look, I'm happy all the time because I'm married to Loz. There you go. Dylan's saying hello, but Dylan, we're about to say goodbye because it is a school night. And we've got to get to bed, haven't we? So
yes, I think we will have an early night, which will be nice.
We've got another long week ahead of us because obviously next weekend we're going to be in Liverpool for.
I'm looking forward to this team comp.
Nation,
I really am looking forward to the team comp. I think it's going to be an amazing opportunity for the ladies to compete.
Yes,
I'm
excited for the women. I think it's going to be really special for them.
Because I'm not competing, I'm like, oh, it's a fun competition. It's a team comp.
But it means a lot to
But
them.
there's decent prize money. Like the winning prize money compared to the losing team prize money is quite a big difference.
But the great thing is that everyone on the team gets the same amount. So all winners will get the same amount. All losers will get the same amount, men and women. So
I think it works out about $8,000 each for the winning team.
Which is decent.
Which is,
considering they don't have to do a full competition. But we'll talk more about that in our video.
8 events.
About the events. It is a lot of events, but it's
not everyone doing
everyone going flat out on every event. No, but we will cover that in the video this week. So thank you all so much for joining us. Sorry for my cold. If you're going to be in Liverpool, my cold will hopefully have cleared up.
I hope it's cleared up by then.
God, me too.
Guys, have an amazing week. Thank you as always for joining us. And
try not to get stabbed. Someone said, don't worry, we'll be fine. We've been to Liverpool before. We'll be fine. Thanks for joining us, guys. And don't forget to smile and wave, Lozzie.